Ready to go.
Messaging on the iPad?
Yeah, go to your messaging on the iPad, and then it'll do it.
Oh my God! Not on the show.
Not right now.
That's what I'm saying, man. I can't deal with you, man. We'll be right back. We will be right back. I can't deal with this kind of.
Got the God's word. Dressed in all black like T'Challa. If you want static, I'm like sinking Dr. Voodoo, combining genetic magic, causing storms only bumble.
Yo, what's good with you? What's good with you? Welcome back, fellow knowledge seekers. It is Frankie J with My Comics, where we discuss comics night and day. And of course, we're back with Midnight Assassin and Mr. Dave Wesley himself.
Yes, sir.
Midnight Assassin has turned into Midnight Assassin.
We just switched glasses for
Samuel Midnight.
Samuel's Midnight.
So, check this out. We got a nice little show lined up for you, like some extra stuff. Tonight's topic is going to be, we're going to go through and talk about who are our superhero Trinity or Trinity of superheroes. It don't necessarily have to be a superhero. It can be a movie. All right. Or your top 3 superhero movies. We might go through that too. All right. Okay. But first, right, I wanted to have some fun because if you haven't seen Eternals this past weekend, which I
did not see it, but it's not looking good. From what I'm hearing. From what I'm hearing, this might be I'm gonna wait for it to come out on Disney Plus type of movie.
But look, that's where I'm at with the whole thing. I'm waiting for everything to come out because right now, if remember when I said I'm gonna put up this, I got a 75-inch TV. I know that ain't that big, and I hooked up a surround sound in there because I foreseen what was going on with Disney and Marvel, and I was like, I'm not gonna be spending all that money going to the movies to catch comic book movie shows, superhero shows, and all the movies that's gonna come out with. I can have me and my family watch it for $20, and all of us here in the house, and we could cook and make our own popcorn and whatever.
Yep. Well, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do because I'm not hearing good reviews, man. I'm like, one dude actually told me it was the Snyder cut of the Marvel universe. I'm not making it.
Anyways,
God.
So we're not gonna condone
negativity. So, you know what I'm saying? I want to prepare for all this negativity. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Every time we see the Snyderverse
tripping, you know what I'm saying? He tripping. He out there tripping. I don't know what's going on with you, boy.
Oh, God.
He out there tripping right now.
Like, I came ready tonight. I came ready this evening, man. I came ready this evening.
He wrote that joke down too. It's like
I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting to say that all day. I've been waiting to say that all day.
Practicing that in the mirror. He was like,
"Yo, I never told this dude how much I disliked the Snyder cut, and for real, out of nowhere, we was just joking or whatever like that. I was like, "Yo, you seen it?" He was like, "Yeah, I saw it." I was like, "What you think?" He was like, "Bruh, that movie trash." I was like, "For real?" He was just like, "Yes, it's the Snyder cut from Marvel." I was just like, "Oh wow!" So I've been waiting to share that. I've been waiting to share that.
Hey, Midnight Samuels, what was your thoughts?
I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not like on the level of like Avengers and everything, but I mean, I see they try to build up on it and stuff. Like, I saw the scene in the end and stuff. Like, they bringing Blade back into it. They did mention in the end, like they did talk about Thanos' brother, Star Fox, and they talk about bringing him in and stuff. So yeah, so like it's some hopeful, it's a hopeful like I guess foundation to build off of.
AKA that movie trash.
Oh God. Hey,
AKA that movie trash.
Speaking of Eternals, since it's already out, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about everything that Marvel got set to come out after the Eternals. And so what made me do this video that y'all about to see is because I was looking at Supergirl, the season premiere of the last thing that come on tonight. That's 2 hours. Then they talking about Flash. It's gonna come on in about 2 weeks or something like that, or about a week. But anyways, with that being said, like I didn't get any excitement and joy out of Flash or Supergirl coming up. Like I used to get excitement when Flash came on the screen on Tuesdays. I used to go. I have my little Flash sweatpants or whatever. I put them on and watch Flash. Not anymore, because I know what Marvel got in store for us. Do y'all want to see what Marvel got in store for us?
I do.
Let's go. Let's go. Run it.
Taking my comments, no disappointments ever. You can take that as a promise. So thanks to Frankie J for helping me say sing. My kids seem to love to hear me when I nerve bang. My comments show me love, so you know I show it back. Yeah, that's what they call it. My comments show me love, so you know I show it back. My comments show me love, so you know I show it back. My comments show me love, so you know I show it back. My comments show me love, so you know I show it back. My comments show me love, so you know I show it back. My comments show me love, so you know I show it back. Underrated, underwritten, and underestimated. You'll hear this prodigy scream like Tyra Quinn, I made it. And just us leads, just us, get what I'm saying? Cause just us means my comics ain't to play with. My comics show me love, so you know I show it back. My comments show me love, so you know I show it back.
Yeah,
I'm all about that
yeah.
group movie. I'm all about that group movie.
Yo, of everything I saw, the thing that I am most ready for and wanting to see is Secret Invasion.
Me too.
That was 7. Was it 7 or 8 books without the tie-ins? Yeah. It was like 8 books without the tie-ins. But I'll tell you, what got me back into comic books, there was actually 2 series that I was like kind of, meandering, like, do I want to get back into it? You know what I'm saying? Because it was a part of my childhood. And, people that don't know me, I've had a pretty troubled childhood or whatnot like that. So it was like, do I want to dabble in that? Maybe open up some old wounds. But I forgot how good it was. So I went to a comic book store and the dude was just like, hey, you're just getting back into comics? He's like, gotta check this out, Secret Invasion. And I was just like, what is this? He was like, bro, it's like the ultimate what if. What if the Captain America you've known this whole time wasn't really Captain America? What if he was a Skrull, this, that, and the third? So I read the book and I was just like, yo, I love this. And I got all the tie-ins and everything because it was just a very well written, very well thought out premise. I loved it. I can't wait to see that on the rise.
What you want to see? What you want to see there, Kevin Samuels?
I already said, man, I'm ready for that group movie.
not What If and Captain America, Captain Carter.
I'm excited for Wakanda. I'm excited for Captain America. I'm excited for What If. I already saw like my Captain Carter on there, but I'm like, how they gonna do a group movie? That's piqued my interest. I'm sorry, I'm a little different.
We're gonna get new Avengers or something like that.
Well, again, Marvel can slip anything in there at any time. But I wanted to comment and do a follow-in on what you said with the Wakanda spinoff. So they're playing with an idea where they're going to go ahead and name Black Panther's successor. They're saying that Nakia was pregnant, but Black Panther got her pregnant before, and that son may be able to take over Wakanda. But prior to that, they're playing with the ideas of Shuri becoming Black Panther, but then they're going to have like other people try on the mantle of Black Panther in this Black Panther movie. That's what they're saying it's going to be about. And then in the end, she going to put on the Black Panther suit.
She kind of has to.
Right. So
you can't put any dude in that suit. You can't. Ever again. You can't. I don't care what. Oh yeah, I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what you talking about. I don't care. There's certain things that certain people play certain roles to where only they can play it, right? Like,
Power!
I got the boot quick.
I feel it's important to carry the story on. Like, I mean, like I understand Succession and everything. I feel it's important for them to, like, you know, put somebody else in the suit and like.
But you can't put another man in that role. You can put somebody else in the suit. It just has to be a female or a kid. It can be a young boy. You can do a young boy and then let like if they put Storm and Black Panther together and she was somehow pregnant or whatever like this, when they bring her in and their son exists, and so he's an heir to the throne or whatever like that, and he has her electric powers. You know, he exists in the comics already. Check out Next Avengers. You know, you get him, yeah, you can do that and then shape him into the next Black Panther because he has different powers. But you can't just take some black dude that can do an African accent and think you're going to replace Chadwick Boseman with him. Nah, you better off resurrecting Killmonger and putting him back in the uniform. For real.
Yeah.
For real.
Moving on to the next story, the next part in there. We're gonna send you the video link because
I'm with it.
I'll just say this on it. I understand what you're saying, but nobody's implying that Chadwick Boseman did not do a great job. But based on what Chadwick Boseman stood for, I think he would be like, let's keep this story going so we can see some representation. And that last idea that you posed is perfect. And I think if they go that way with Nakia saying that she was pregnant instead of Storm, that would be a great storyline to follow it up and name the next Black Panther. So I think Marvel's trying to go down the right road and do it correctly instead of throwing somebody else in there, because it is a division amongst the fans right now. A big division.
I don't even see how there can be a division if I could take up maybe 2 more minutes or so. You know.
You gonna take
I'm gonna try to keep it under 2 minutes.
Go ahead.
Boseman was a legend in that role, and I say that with the same respect that I say no one should ever play Rocky Balboa. If they do a remake 10 years from, they should never do a remake of Rocky Balboa, because Sylvester Stallone is Rocky Balboa. Period. Hands down. I don't want to see somebody else try to play him. Not even the boy that they got to play his son that was able to do the lip thing just like him. I don't even want to see that, right? I don't want to see it because Rocky Balboa is Sylvester Stallone. And that's how I feel with Black Panther. Let that legacy be there. Continue the story, tell the story, but tell the story without that character now, right? Because that character is gone.
What about Blade?
Anybody can play Blade. I'll play Blade.
Anybody can take Wesley Snipes. Don't
overtalk me. Don't overtalk me. Don't overtalk me.
Oh God. What about Superman?
Yeah, I mean,
what about Batman?
Like I said, again, those are roles that no one has really said, I'm Batman.
What about Professor Xavier from X-Men?
Say again?
Professor Xavier from X-Men.
Again, anyone can play that role. I could play that role right now. We could do an alternate. I can still be Charles. Instead of Charles Xavier, I'd be Charles Xavier. Charles. My name Charles, y'all. My name Charles. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. We appreciate the support. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's like, he's a legend he had 1 movie. He had 2 movies. 1.5, really. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be, he had 1.5 movies, to endear a character into people's hearts, and he did that. He did that.
You sound real good.
You got 5 seconds. You got 5 seconds. Ready? Once I'm done with the question, I'm going to start dropping fingers. You got 5 seconds. Name the actor that replaces Chadwick Boseman. And that's why he should never be recast.
I wasn't going to answer it in the first place.
I won't go answer that.
We could do a whole video on all the characters that can replace Chadwick Boseman. But what the problem is, we're trying to compare performances, and we're not. We're saying keep the story going for representation. If he was the biggest star, the biggest superhero, black superhero to grace the screen until we get another one. But right now, we don't have anything. We got Falcon, and
he's Captain America.
But I feel you. Keep the story going. They got to keep that story going. They got to keep.
I'm not saying stop the story. I'm not. Just tell the story with Shuri as Black Panther. You can't just act like Chadwick Boseman didn't die. You know what I'm saying? And just be like, we don't know who Chadwick is, so we're gonna go get Trevor Noah because he got African accent. We're gonna pick up Trevor Noah, make him do some push-ups and some sit-ups and some dips. We're gonna and now he's the new Black Panther. You can't do that, right? Because to me, then you're not continuing the story. You're taking a very integral piece to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? It's supposed to be real, right? This is realism. This is superhero realism. Everything that they've done has been superhero realism. Everything. He died in real life. Let him die in the movies and let his story be told through his family, because that's what the Black Panther stood for at the end of the movie. Legacy. What are we going to leave behind? What are we going to do? Boom, 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 boom. That's what Chadwick Boseman stood for. So why not do it where you're trying out different people to be the Black Panther, and then let Shuri take over and then tell that story? You're still getting Wakanda. You're still getting black people in a good position, but you're not tarnishing a legacy left behind by Chadwick Boseman.
Now, we can do this all night long, because why not do a variant version of Black Panther and have another person recast? You're still telling the Black Panther story.
Fair enough.
We can go back and tell his dad's story. I'll be interested to see what his dad's story was, because there are so many Black Panthers, but I didn't follow Black Panther in the comic books the way the others did. Because
there was only two.
There was only two. His dad, Generations on.
No, there's three. There's three. There's one. There's a storyline they just did in the last 3 or 4 years where the Avengers, the prehistoric Avengers, I can't remember the name of them.
Yeah, that don't count. That don't count.
Hey, listen, that count. Man,
no. Okay,
let's move on, because we're gonna be
that don't count. All night. That one don't count, bro. That don't count, bro.
Okay. Anyways, so let's go ahead and jump into your Trinities. All right, so we'll start with 3. What's your number 3? Or you want to do number 1?
I'm gonna do all mine at the same time.
Hey, you got to follow the rules of the channel, there, Mac. I
Okay,
see that other guy coming out.
I apologize.
Nah, you good. You good.
It slipped out for a second. I apologize. Let me talk to you back. I apologize.
Nah, you good. Hey, so I can go with that idea. So who want to go first? No, you got to
go first.
No,
you know what he gonna say.
He's just gonna do. Go ahead.
I'm gonna do the generic, but I'm. So we
Hey,
do all 3, or we
get him out of here.
We doing all 3.
Because you know he gonna say Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Go ahead, let him back in so he can say it, and then kick him out.
No, it's even worse. He gonna use some anime.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So obviously my number 1 is Goku.
Goku.
See, I went ahead and brought that out. Obviously, from his training regimen, that's the first time I ever seen a dude just power up like that. Like, and they show his training progression through time as he goes, trains harder and harder, fails, goes past like whatever obstacle in his way and stuff, surpasses that level, goes beyond, and it just shows the work ethic and like training hard and like the payoff. And then that's the first time I ever saw a dude like train that hard and then need so much to eat at the same time. So that's a plus on that. And at the same time, that's the first time I've seen a character like have a legacy. Like you see a character go from a kid to a man to having sons and then grandchildren after that. Like, boom. So Goku, he's up there number 1. Number 2, obviously, I'm going with Naruto. Like it's almost the same for me. Like just him starting from nothing, not knowing where he came from, not knowing his background, just being hated by the whole villages at the bottom of everything. Like no one, like everybody thought this kid was nobody. And then like he came from like being nothing to like finding out his lineage, finding out who he was, and it's training even past when people thought he was nothing, and then just going like staying like holding on to his conviction, his ninja way, and then surpassing like finally being acknowledged by the village, like what he was always doing, like what he always wanted to do, and then surpassing that even beyond and becoming Hokage and going past that. And then number 3, Saitama, like just like how simple that dude is. Like, yeah, I know that's like, you know, far left field or whatever. Just how simple that dude is, and just like one punch, like I love it. like the storyline don't make no sense. Like how strong this dude is, we still don't know how strong this dude is. Like, because like it's like the manga's still going, and there's still like, you know, things going on, but like you got the other characters and stuff, and like it's a little interesting stories there, but like this one dude Saitama is just so simple and just so strong. Like it just every time you think it's gonna be like a stopper or something like that, he just blows through one serious punch. So yeah, that's my 3.
I like that. I
mean, I can say that actually should count because technically a manga is a Japanese comic book. And all 3 of those characters are in manga. So yeah, I would say that counts.
Thank you.
I would say that counts. That's not traditional. Yeah, I mean that's not traditional, but technically it is a comic book.
We gonna have to get him and D on the same.
We worldwide.
We're gonna get him and D on the same thing, because they probably go back and forth about Blade.
Oh, bring it on. Anybody, I'll play Blade tomorrow, bro. Did you see that? I mean, listen, find the clip where in Blade 2, where Wesley Snipes old ass tried to do a run up the wall move, and basically he just like take a step on the wall and then barely bounce off the wall and turn and kill a vampire. I can do that right now, no training.
But there are a lot of people who don't know how to do that move.
No training.
Oh God.
I can do it right now, no training. I can do that right. I can reenact every fight scene every fight scene from Blade 2 that Wesley was actually in and not CGI'd in, but actually in. I can reenact it myself right now, no training.
Realistic. That's what makes it so realistic. Oh, you big now. You big.
No, all right, well, go and do it. Go and do it. Go and do it.
All right, so my holy trinity is gonna be Scott Summers, Wolverine, Jean Grey. I can explain each 3 if you would like me to, but I think every last person knows why.
Go ahead and explain.
I mean, Wolverine comes with damn near an eternity of stories that you could tell. And the way I approached this was, if the world tomorrow said no more comic books will ever be printed except for 3 characters, David, you get the control over the 3 characters. Those are the 3 that I want printed, right? I want stories from these people. The reason I want Wolverine is because you can tell stories from World War I, World War II, Vietnam, all like he's lived an ancient life, and you can go more into the future with him.
It's kind of like watching the Highlander.
Yeah, it's like watching the Highlander. Yeah, like that. You know what I'm saying? Where you can tell stories from so many different angles back, you can be in a current story, but tell something from the past that applies to that current story. There's so much you can do with the character that Marvel doesn't do that I absolutely hate. But anyway, then when it comes to Jean is low-key the most powerful character in Marvel. You know what I'm saying? She has an affinity and a connection to a godlike force in the Phoenix Force that had to be split apart to stay on Earth because it couldn't house anybody else on Earth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the full embodiment of the Phoenix Force. Like, so it's like for her to be able to absorb that and then to be so naive and in love with both Wolverine and Cyclops, you know what I'm saying? That dynamic that brings would be awesome as well. And then with Cyclops, arguably Cyclops packs the biggest punch of pound for pound of any team leader. He packs the biggest punch. We have not seen the upper limits of the Optic Blast. We've not. Why is he so scared to have his glasses off? Why is he so scared to not be able to control it? You see, I don't think we've seen I think it's way more destructive than we give it credit for, right? And I think by Professor X putting the barriers in that he put into place, by creating the visor with the controls so that he can limit how much goes in and out and stuff like that, I think we've seen a very muted side of Cyclops. And so for me, if I only had to get stories from 3 characters, those would be the 3 I would want.
The bathroom. In the bathroom. Thank you.
I just don't like his personality. That's all.
Oh, excuse me. No, listen. You can't diss him. You can't be bashing somebody's Trinity. That's what y'all be doing. Like, teach you boys.
I didn't bash nobody's Trinity. Who's Trinity? Not bad.
No, he's talking about me.
You bash his Trinity. You bash his Trinity like, oh, no, they comic books, and then.
I didn't bash them. I guess that'll fly because they are comics. I didn't bash them.
Yeah, whatever. He was like, oh, well, I don't know if they're really comics or not. Before I mention mine, let's talk about the Spider here. My superhero Trinity is Vixen, Storm, and Black Panther.
T'Challa.
Bash him. Oh, you know, bash him. Oh, we only bash on each other.
Yeah. We don't bash. We're not a hate group.
Oh, Nick needs some help. Nick needs some help.
What is a superhero Trinity?
Who wants to tell us?
Your top 3. Your top 3 is superheroes. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So what brings this about is in DC kind of put in concrete their superhero Trinity, which is Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. All right, so we want to kind of transcend this across comics, animes, and movies, and ask people, what is your superhero Trinity? And so, Nick Greer, with all those awesome videos, I know you got 3. But while we're waiting on Nick Greer to mention his 3, I'll go ahead with my 3.
Let's go. Let's get them. I'm gonna tear this Trinity apart.
It was hard because it was hard. I had to go back with my heart. I totally agree with you with Wolverine, like all the way through. I'm an avid Wolverine reader, and Midnight Assassin has been with me in the comic book store. If I see Wolverine on the cover, most likely I'm getting that comic book. It right. Just don't matter. I want to see what stories. In fact, I think I just got done reading Wolverine Black, Red, and White. And they telling some off the wall stories you ain't never heard of before.
Right.
That's how long he's been alive.
Yeah.
They can just go pull it out. So definitely Wolverine's number 1. And also I wanted to point out before I get into my other 2 that the difference between Marvel and DC, like everybody knows of Superman, but you might not know that Superman belonged to the Justice League. You know, everybody know of Wonder Woman. You don't know if she belonged to the Justice League. But when you say Wolverine, you know exactly man. When and so it's the same thing with Captain America. You know Avengers. If you say Mr. Fantastic or Susan Storm, Fantastic Four. So it's kind of hard to say one person is in the Trinity, and that was what was difficult for me because again, Storm, and then Jean Grey, I like her character because how 1 minute she can be soft and the next minute she can be the most powerful thing in the universe. So, but I didn't pick her as one. Blade was my second one. And the reason why Blade was my second one is because there was a couple stories that I read with Wolverine and Blade. And there's a couple stories where I read Blade, Ghost Rider, and I can't remember his name, the karate dude.
Shang-Chi?
Not Shang-Chi. Not the other one. The other Iron Fist. When they was like in New York as defenders chasing stuff. And then plus the Blade movie kind of solidified his place. And then actually it was 2 for my number 3.
I didn't know we had tie options. That's not cool.
I couldn't choose. And
you're gonna choose. You can say 3 names. That's all you get. 3 names.
Look, when I get done with mine, we can come back and hit if y'all got a number 4 and a number 5. Because again, this will change over time.
You get 1 honorable mention.
Okay.
Honorable mention.
Watch
Mojo.
So for me, I can't do an honorable mention. I gotta say them both. It's Optimus Prime and Riddick. I couldn't
the Furion.
Yeah. I know y'all like Riddick, but guess what? I'm
he
like
had a comic book.
Right. I'm like you guys when you said, for Star Wars, when you went and watched outside the Star Wars movies, some of y'all read the comics, y'all watched the anime. Well, I did the same thing with Riddick, and they did a good job with his storyline.
They did.
And it video game. So, and Optimus Prime, I ain't really got to explain too much with Optimus Prime. That's Optimus Prime.
It's Optimus Prime. It is.
But
to this day, every time I see an 18-wheeler, I'll be like, I wonder if that bitch could transform.
Exactly.
Chuck Norris and the toaster had a baby.
Right.
Optimus Prime.
Hey, but before we go to your honorable mentions, let's go to the comment section. All right, so Paul Reason, what's up, man? I ain't seen you out. All right, let's see what he picked. Wolverine.
Flash.
Thor. Wolverine about to be in that top 1, baby.
I'm telling you, man, Wolverine is serious. Look, I can see Flash in people's Trinities. I mean, he's almost God level.
I need somebody to pick
Hold up. Paul the Reason. Which Flash? Barry Allen or Wally West? I need you to clarify. Which Flash?
I need somebody to pick Goku because that's who made me want to work out. Hit the gym.
Spider-Man, Black Panther, Cyborg.
Not
I almost like right now. I feel a little bit bad because like I didn't have any black characters in my top 3, and that's terrible. But
right.
I need to deal with myself. Hey, but I grew up in the 80s. That was years of no representation. So I don't want to hear it.
I don't do. Anyways,
I think. But wait. Paul has a really good question. He says, "So is this based off of what they meant to us as readers, or how important their stories were?"
That's a good one. Mine's what they meant to me as a reader.
Yeah, that's what I went with because we didn't have any guidance when we were told to pick our Trinity. So I had to actually go within myself. You know what I'm saying? Frank left us out there flapping, y'all. He said, we doing a show on Superhero Trinity. Go. And we were just like, what? We tried to ask him questions. He was like, shut up. Like, because he bigger than us and stuff. He was bullying us. It was terrible.
I didn't know Paul the Reason was going to come on here and get all scientific on us and stuff.
Like, what's your
You know what I'm saying?
But no, that's what I did. I based it on what it meant to me. Like, what it meant to me. That's what I did.
Both look for me, Wolverine. So what is this based on? What it meant to us as reason? How important were their stories? Wolverine for me when I was in the military helped me get through a lot of stuff. You know, just his perspective and outlook on stuff. I'm the best at what I do. You know, I ain't gonna ever quit. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna fight for my family. Oh, I sound like Dom.
Family.
Family.
I love why I'm the best at what I do, and sometimes what I do ain't pretty.
Best line, you know. Yeah, I used to tell that to chicks.
That's terrible.
He said Wally West.
Wally West. Okay, now I agree. Yeah, I can agree with Wally West Flash being in someone's Holy Trinity, not Barry Allen. I can't. That man is dangerous.
From order to least to coolest to the absolute coolest. Phantom, The Shadow, Daredevil. Those are my top 3, and that's all I have. Oh, that's all the time I have. And much love to you guys for the rest of the show. Appreciate you.
I was reading an article on Daredevil and Stan Lee them how they came out with a blind superhero, and back then people was hating on it, but it still became a success.
Yeah. Because you got to remember, like, and now here comes the Dave Wesley minute. You got to remember, Marvel was really on the forefront of social justice in their stories, right? They were way ahead of DC. Now, mind you, Marvel had a lot of inclusion, but they still included in racist ways, right? So Shang-Chi got a comic book, first Asian superhero to have a comic book, but he was still colored highlighter yellow. You know what I'm saying? He still fought Fu Manchu. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was still racist in a way, but they did have, like, you know, they did have inclusive rosters though.
Well, in defense of Marvel,
you can't defend them.
Well, I'm gonna defend them a little bit, and from my point of view, if they had did it the way that they need to do it, we wouldn't have what we have right now, because they'd already shut down. I think when I went back and I started looking at different black characters to bring to the channel, and yeah, I'm gonna bring that back starting this week. Different black characters to bring to the channel. I started learning stories, and those stories started intertwining with different ways that racism played into the comic books. Like, nobody wanted to see a black super character. They only want to see people like themselves. And also, since we was going through the struggle, the second part is we weren't buying comic books back then. We was trying to just make it. But now, I think if a black character comes out and they're telling great stories, we need to support them.
Yeah.
And I don't think we do that, because even with Black Lightning, I think that the Black Lightning series was good. It could have been better if more money was put into it, but I don't think they had the storyline was sorry. I think they had great actors in there. Go ahead.
No, I'm finishing. I'm just making sure that I keep this thought in my head.
Okay. No, go ahead. I want you to lose your thought. I just threw Black Lightning out there as a TV show, and also Luke Cage. I don't think that was terrible. I think that they just didn't have a big budget like their counterparts.
Yeah.
So
my only problem with getting black heroes, right? And that this could just be me, right? This could just be me. I just want one hero that didn't have my story, right? All the black heroes that I like grew up just like me, and I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, can I get the closest one we got is Blandish. He's black and Spanish. Miles Morales. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, Afro-Latina is I guess the word. He's Afro-Latina. So, or Latino, whatever the new hip saying.
Next.
Right. My thing is like, why do all my heroes got to have the trash childhood? You know what I'm saying? I get tragedy as a part of the superhero business, but that shit's real to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real to me. I don't want that. I want the next black hero to come from a good family, 2 parents. I want them to have an adopted Chinese sister. You know, I want it to be something that I've never seen. right? And show me a different point to my blackness. You know what I'm saying? Show me something different to my blackness. Don't just keep being a mirror of my pain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that's important. Like, I mean, it was one thing I was watching. I think it was Home Improvement, and like it was so important to them to have such a good example for people, for younger people to look at as far as what a family was. And it's like, you know, a lot of times, like when it comes to like, you know, like superhero characters, like a lot of times, like you don't see that like too much with black characters. Like it's hard to even pick or peel, like, you know, so that I think that's important. I think that's super important.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's a lot of, I mean, black people are so multifaceted. There's a lot of like successful black families out there that aren't being represented like in comics.
Well, not just that. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
Again, the show Blackish. A lot of people don't like the show. I like the show, and I think the show did well as in ratings. But a lot of black people don't like Blackish because they say it doesn't represent the culture. And something that you just said, Midnight Assassin, is we're multifaceted. You know, that's just one segment, but it's hitting on it, and people are not accepting of it. Like they're saying it's too perfect. And I'm like thinking, like, who in the hood didn't have a nice cut? Who wasn't wearing nice kicks and stuff, you know, your pants creased up and you didn't have your house nice and clean? You know, some people, but again, I don't know that other side that wasn't clean, because I know my mom's beat our butts if the house wasn't clean. In fact, we was the maids and the janitors in our house growing up. But
I like
school,
listen, we might have stayed in the PJs, but it didn't look like the PJs inside of our apartment.
Exactly.
The PJs was outside our front door.
Exactly. And look, the front yard could be. Listen, we stayed in those it was like an apartment building, a apartment condo. It wasn't a condo.
Oh, you talking about the co-ops? You talking about the co-ops?
Yeah. So
you got like 4 families or whatever like that.
Yeah, that right.
Co-op, yeah. So
that yard better be clean. We don't care. We don't care who stay next door. If they ain't cleaning, the yard better be clean.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Outside better look nice. But yeah.
But think about it. That's why Cosby. I think that's why Cosby was so successful, is because yes, did they touch on stereotypical black issues or black issues of the day? Yes, they absolutely did. But they showed you a good black family, and I enjoyed seeing a good black family.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I really truly did.
Yeah, it's like a story of triumph. Yeah,
and again, to back up what TV, they will only let you go so far on TV into social issues, and that's what I'm saying with Marvel. You know, with the comic books, to keep their business alive, you could only go so far. I mean, they wanted to discuss it, but it's like once you go too far, you're canceled. And
right.
In fact, I was having a conversation with some family members and about this channel that we have here. And you know, they're thinking like this is supposed to be like TV, and I'm like, TV has limits, and we don't have any. Right, and that's why I like this platform better than anything else. We will add some TV show aspects of that. Other than that, this is a YouTube.
But that's the entertainment. That's the entertainment value. You know what I'm saying? That's the entertainment value. You know, to break up the conversation a little bit. You know, with some other forms of entertainment. But right. We're not. We each come from similar backgrounds, but different backgrounds. You know what I mean? So, right. You know, if we can be this different faceted, you know, I think it's important to show black people in a different light than just the kid that made it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just see that. Like, Static, I thought was going to be great. You know what I mean? But it was like Virgil, yeah, while his family was dope, he still lived in a shitty neighborhood. He still lived in a gang-infested suburb. You know what I'm saying? In Dakota. Like,
well, you know what? just to intervene on there, I think that Marvel did a good job with Falcon and the Winter Soldier and hitting on Falcon's background. I think they didn't teeter. They went into it and told it well without getting into the weeds. And I think what's the other show that me and you was watching last year? Lovecraft Country.
Oh, that's
I think. And
yes.
We'll never get a second season of that.
Oh, Watchmen, yeah. No, Watchmen.
Watchmen. I think those push limits to the
Because they don't like talking about Jim Crow.
Push limits.
They went in and talked about it. They like,
man, listen.
They delved into it. I was like, oh my gosh. And then when they got canceled, I was like, yep, I know why.
Listen, they should have just, the title card on both of those shows should have been "White folks beware, we about to slap you in the face with truth."
And you're right. And is it they or them?
Yeah,
them.
Yeah, they were talking about Jim Crow America as well. You can't talk.
Yeah.
You don't want you talking about Jim Crow.
Did you catch them, Dave?
Yeah, but I couldn't do it because, like I said, I don't like watching my pain.
Well, okay, so I would challenge you to go back in there and catch it because the guy that's in there, what's his alter ego? The guy with PTSD.
One a year, and I've already used my one.
Oh well, check this out. I think they did a great point in pointing out how ego and PTSD will affect you, and they put it into a person. That was like one of the best things, and them dealing with the grief on there, and then you got to deal with the kids, and then the kids dealing with ghosts, and you dealing with racism. Like it was too many layers. I ain't gonna lie. The first the first 2-3 episodes, I was like, I ain't gonna be able to make it. But then it was like Passion of Christ when it first came out. I couldn't sit through it, but
bro, it took me a while to see Get Out. Like I was like, I don't know if I want to watch it.
Now Get Out, I enjoyed. I enjoyed.
I finally watched, but it took me a while because I was just like, oh man, that's a little too creepy. Because I'm not used to seeing like scary movies that deal like that. Usually scary movies like, oh, it's a group of friends in the wood that goes to a scary house. Let's go to it. But this was different. This was like, oh, you could easily get caught up in that.
Did y'all catch Annabellum? Did anybody catch Annabellum?
I didn't catch that one.
I ain't caught that.
What?
It didn't get great ratings, but to me, the concept of Antebellum, as I explained to my spouse, could still be going on right now, and we not know because one of the big things in America is the number of Black women that go missing per year. And Antebellum kind of hit on that. It deals with that, right? And they put these Black people back on a slave plantation in our time, and nobody's catching it. And
no, that's what happened in
Libya. I don't want to watch that.
That's what happened in Libya. Gaddafi, bro. Like,
I'm good, bro.
Like it was enslaving Black people in Libya, 2020, 2019.
Yeah, I'm cool. I don't want to watch nothing like that, man.
Right. So with that being said, right, we're at the 48-minute mark, so we definitely want to get cosplay out of the way, and because Dave head gonna blow up and stuff when he sees.
I know
who won. But so this week I did something a little bit different, and let me know if y'all like this or do you like it the old way. I just want to do different stuff because I'm a Gemini. That's what we do. All right, hold on.
Gemini.
Cosplay of the week. Cosplay of the week. This week's winner is. And here are this week's picks.
You should have seen your face, Dave, when Show Enough came out.
Yes,
I did.
Yes.
No, I thought that was Show Enough for a second.
It looked like him so
I
much.
thought it was for real him.
It looked
I
just
need a
like him.
reboot of The Last Dragon
Yes.
with Dion Gold playing Show Enough. Hands down, Show Enough, bro.
Catch bullets with his teeth.
Catches bullets with his teeth.
Oh man.
So, check this out. Before we get too far, do not vote in the comment section. After the video closed, go out and vote in the comment section and make sure you like the video. All right. And also let me know if you want to keep that format, the video format, or you want to mix it up. Well, we can go back to the old style, or we can mix it up. Don't matter to me.
That format, dog.
I say mix it up because I like talking smack when I see them pictures.
No, hold on. Hold on. Yo, no, please, please let me drag Nick Greer. Please, sir. Front and center with your black card. How you don't know who Show Enough is? The Shogun of Harlem. Am I the meanest?
It's okay.
Am I the baddest?
Not everyone had the same upbringing. It is good to share. It is good to inform and build and uplift one another.
Hold on.
Certain stuff gets you kicked out of being black. And that's if you don't know who Show Enough is, that gets you kicked out of being black.
Hold on.
It's okay.
We gotta kick him off for a minute.
It is okay.
No, so Nick
There's
Greer.
so many things I don't know.
Look,
There's so many things I don't know.
Hold on. Nick Greer is younger. I think he's in his early 20s.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Because when I'm watching Nick Greer's channel, I don't know if we're Facebook friends or if we're Instagram friends. But anyway, I seen his age, and then what I figured out is the videos that he's making, like he'll do a video on the Joker, the progression of the Joker. He's going from the 1970s all the way to now.
Right. Okay.
All right? So he's doing his homework. So yeah,
That's impressive. Yeah.
Hey, listen, Nick, the best thing that you can do for you to really enjoy what the 80s was like is to go out right now on Kodi, on any streaming platform that you can find, and type in Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon.
Who's the master?
If you partake in the cannabis, grab you some of that.
Dragon.
Bruh, that is a great movie. It is a great movie.
See right here.
Man, that's even more.
Oh, man, I'm
Okay.
bad.
Bro.
Now I feel bad because I was yelling at him and stuff. I apologize.
That's impressive. He's 18. He's on his game.
I feel like a bully now. I feel like I just picked on a high school kid for no reason at all.
You know what you gotta do now? You know what you gotta do now, Mr. Wesley?
Yes, sir.
Go to the channel and watch 3 of his videos and like them and comment.
No problem. What's the name of the channel? I'll make sure. I'll make sure. I love supporting people.
That's the name of his channel right there.
NTG Nick Greer.
Oh, word. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Oh man, that's what I wanted to say, man. He been on his game. Hold on, I need to pull up this dude got like he killing me. You're making me jealous. Now I know your age. Now I know how you got so much time. I know why you got so much time now. He dropped at least 4 videos last week.
Word.
Like nonstop. I'm like, good Lord. What is he doing?
Word.
But anyway, with that being said,
Hey, real quick, I need to check in with Paul DeReason because it sounds like he's having an argument with himself, and I need to know what's going on when he said, "Why don't you come down here and make me move?" I need to see that, and I need him to explain exactly who he was talking to when he made this comment, because nobody came at you like that, sir, to require this energy. My man said, "Come down here and make me move." Then. Okay. Now I get it. Okay. Matter of fact, any 3 of y'all that think y'all bad enough and think you could shut me up, come down here and move me. Okay, now it makes sense. I was like, yo, bull snapping for no reason right now.
Oh God. Oh God.
I was like, yo, why did the comment section, you know what I'm saying? Why did the comment section get so violent? Yeah, we with you now. We with you now.
God.
Yo, we thought you was turning up in the comment section at first, or at least I did. You know what I mean? At least I did. When I read it, I was like, dog. This dude.
Oh God. Look, I was gonna be like, I know you talking to me. Listen, I only got 30 seconds. If I don't get you in 30 seconds, you the winner.
Hey, I'm gonna rock your world for 60 seconds. If you make it past that, it's time for us to have a conversation. That's it, man. That's it.
At the 31st second, I'm done.
Yeah. At 55, at second 55, the flurry is gonna start to slow down, and then I'm gonna go to this position. All right, now.
Hold up.
Oh, let's
Let
go.
me dig deep into my DD214 powers.
Yes, sir.
But you know, we gotta get ready to close this thing out. And
all right.
We need to do a promotion. All right, and then after promotion, somebody gonna tell us what his show is about tomorrow.
Oh.
Hold on.
The progress is healing the wound that the blow made, and they haven't even begun to pull a knife out, much less try and heal the wound. You have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
What we talking about tomorrow?
So tomorrow's gonna be a part 2, the continuation of the conversation that we had last week. We left so much fat on the table. I want to just make sure that we hit the historical timeline of how Christianity has been used as a weapon to make people get in line by both the left and the right, whether they're omitting Christian values or heavily using Christian values in the laws, which may not apply to every person because we're not a Christian. We're not a Christian nation. We never have been. We never will be. So, we're talking about that on the show.
So again, come by tomorrow to end all
7 p.m.
and show some support. You ain't got to stay there the whole time, but if you want to, you're more than welcome, and you're more than welcome to come on and voice your opinion. Mr. Wesley here will bring you into the fold and voice your thoughts on it. All right.
Yeah. Real quick. Also, we have a new segment coming. I want to say in 2 weeks. It's called Tuesday Tea. Me and my wife will be sitting down. We'll be talking about some of the things from a husband-wife perspective. We'll be dropping that in the morning, so it'll be good for you. Throw it on. It'll be a pre-recorded show, so you could just chill and ride to work with it. That'll start being available in 2 weeks, and we drop it every Tuesday for that. And so we got a lot more stuff coming. Stay tuned. Just keep watching the channel. It's going to be much more than just a talk show.
Outstanding. All right. I guess you said your piece there, Mr. Wesley. You want anything you want to add?
Nah, I'm good, man. I'll see y'all backstage.
Right. Thank you. Hey, put your superhero trinities in the comments if you did get a chance and we didn't recognize it. Charles Hazelton III. I know that you're gonna be commenting on it later. We're looking for you. Midnight Assassin, go ahead and take us to the outro.
Great show. Thanks everybody participating and the comments and everything. Great lineup for the cosplay at the end and stuff. And don't forget tomorrow, check out the In All Seriousness podcast. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Charles Hazelton III bringing that outro.
And I read my comics and listened to my comics, seeing folks that look like me whose powers are astronomical. So
here's my question: why are you doing it right?
Why you doing it right?
You're supposed to do it wrong every time.
Because I do everything right, bro. I do everything right. What you talking about?
Bye.
Hey, don't over talk me.